Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. It's Fran, and I love One Calls the Heart.
I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan. I despise When Calls the Heart, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, good day, and salutations, everybody. It is great to be here. Another Wednesday, which could only mean one thing, Dan, this time of year.
Hope Valley.
Hope Valley.
That's right.
Hop back in that wagon.
That wagon.
That wagon or that horse.
Hey, you know we've not talked about, did you say horse? Have we not talked about this year at all? Ted. Last year, 2 years ago, Ted flew.
Hi, Jax, by the way.
Hi, Jack. Jack's joining us
so
as always, featuring Jacklyn Collier of the Bubbly Section.
It's a feature.
Above the title is really what I'm going for.
Jacklyn Collier presents Deck the Hallmark featuring Jack. For 2 straight seasons, Ted flew you down for every episode of the show. And then last year, it seemed as though he was gonna, and things didn't happen at all, like week to week. And this year, we've not heard hide nor hair.
I have a feeling there's a reason.
I think there's a reason for that. Jax?
Yeah. It was really making Ted's wife uncomfortable. Hearing me talk on the podcast about him. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where she got the idea that there was something weird between us.
Yeah, it seemed all above board to me. The whole shop house, the whole thing. It was all.
I didn't know he was married.
Yeah. Oh, didn't I mention that?
I did learn that today. That is true today. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just making her feel uncomfortable. She felt like we were getting a little too close.
But it was purely a platonic.
Right, but you could see maybe how she got there.
I'll pay you to fly down to Greenville, and then you'll go out to eat with me.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like he found me to be a fascinating conversationalist. Yeah. And sometimes I would give him back rubs and stuff. But other than that, I don't see what she's complaining about.
So you didn't think it was...
So, but I get it. I respect the sanctity of their marriage. Yeah, no, I totally... And she told me she felt uncomfortable.
You know what? You were just just a platonic fly to Greenville, go out to eat, and fly back with back rub benefits friend. That's all you were.
That's all. That's
Never
all.
Anything more
and
than
honestly,
that.
But if that's... Yeah, and if that's not something that she feels comfortable within the rules of their marriage, I respect it wholeheartedly.
Wow. Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there, and I'm kind of sad I brought it up.
I don't really want to. It is great to be back, though, talking about When Calls the Heart. We're 3 episodes into this.
A quarter of the way down the track,
12-episode season.
Is that right? Or did we confirm it's 12? Because IMDb goes to 9.
I think it's...
They don't go past 9. Are we sure it's 12? We've confirmed that?
I don't know if it's actually been confirmed, but I feel like we have it on good authority.
Why did we think it in the first place, Aaron? Do you remember how we got here?
Jax brought it up, but
Jax just said it.
Last season was 12.
Last season was 12.
According to IMDb.
Really?
Last season was 12, yes. 11, I have 9 episodes here, and 8 of them have plots next to them.
Wow. Fair enough. We'll go with 12. I think that's probably a safe bet.
I don't know if we can really get to the bottom of Hickam and Maysu's relationship in just 9 episodes. That's true. It's going to take more than that. Maybe a 22 West Wing level order.
Definitely,
is what we need.
Yeah. At least. That's at least what we need.
I would watch 22 episodes of this for one more season of the West Wing. Jax? Would you?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, one more season of the West Wing.
Bring Aaron Sorkin.
You know it's not happening, right? You were responding as if it was actually on the table.
I've got Aaron Sorkin on the line, and I was like, if it's going to take what it's going to take. I've pulled all the strings here. I've made
walking and talking.
I have to tell you guys something really funny quickly about the West Wing. That the other day, I don't usually do CBD gummies, but I was having one in the evening to relax. I took two straw. Oh, hi. Okay, good, Brian. We should make them a sponsor of the pod.
They did.
Well, Microdose. I don't know who you were using, but Microdose was a sponsor.
Well, I thought, okay. Oh, hi, Microdose. I thought I was microdosing. Let me just say I wasn't. Mistakes were made. And I was at a whole new level of not knowing what existence was. And the only thing I could say, I said to Alex, I said, I don't know what's happening. I don't feel tethered to reality. Put on West Wing. I need something familiar. And then I fell asleep to just Jed Bartlett comforting me. And that's all that was keeping me tethered to reality was West Wing. So I would do almost anything for another season.
Yeah. And apparently I'm the worst negotiator in the world because what I asked for was a 22 episode When Calls the Heart season. Bad job on my part.
So in this
I don't know
reality, is Sorkin a big When Calls the Heart fan?
I don't know.
Why is that?
I just said it out loud that maybe we need that, and I would be willing to watch it for one more. Not I wanted to watch it for one more, but then it snowballed from there. And Jax is high, and there's nothing we could do. It was just a whole thing.
I bet Alex is fun with gummies.
He doesn't do them. He doesn't do them.
Sounds right.
And I don't drink. I'm usually always sober. So the gummies were a mistake.
But he drinks. Alex drinks, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't do the gummies, and you don't drink.
That's why you guys are a great pair.
That's right.
That's me in heaven.
Say hi to Alex for us. Miss that guy.
Well, he said when we were getting in the car yesterday, he had Deck the Hallmark all queued up, and he's like, "That's just what I listen to."
There's just no way that's a true story.
No, that actually did happen. It's a joke because now he's like listening though, because I was like, "Hey, listen to us. We're all friends," and so now he does. So queued up.
What a guy, above and beyond.
He loves you guys.
Speaking of
above and beyond,
Philo.tv/DTH, you can watch the When Calls the Heart, and you can watch us review When Calls the Heart all in one nice little place.
You don't want to miss game-changing episodes like this episode.
I just watched a new Liam Neeson movie on Philo. It was there available for streaming via the Stars, which is inside of Philo, which was nice. So shout out to Liam Neeson. Shout out to When Calls the Heart.
Shout out to Liam.
Shout out to we are now I think in business with Liam.
We're in business with Liam Neeson.
Yes, because
that's how that works.
Which is awesome.
Wow.
When Calls the Heart, season 11, episode 3. It's called.
You better believe it.
Jax. What's it called?
I think it's You Better Believe It. I think you nailed it.
It is not. It is Steps Forward.
Suspenders shirtless unbuttoned? Is that what it's called?
Steps Forward.
Should be.
April 21st, 2024, and it went a little something like this. We're in Capital City, and Bill is on the ground looking at rocks and stuff. He's testing out the timing of the story of the shooting, what is supposed to have happened. His conclusion? Somebody's lying. Cut to Hope Valley, and Lucas is signing the paperwork to sell the saloon to Lee, and Lee is like, maybe I'll actually spend some time here. It'll be fun. Maybe I actually will fill up more of my time with the saloon. What's the worst that could happen? Nathan goes by the schoolhouse to quote-unquote drop off lunch, which leads to him talking about Elizabeth, about how good life is. Life's good, right? It's good.
It's good.
Life is good. It's good. It's really good. Now, Cooper is upset with Angela because she gave his best baseball to the dog Scout.
The dog, yes.
And chewed it all up. Now, Angela's says, like, Cooper, you used my favorite ribbon as a slingshot.
This is so great.
So, will these two kids work it out? Stay tuned.
Hearing this a second time.
Bill updates Nathan on his testing. Nathan reminds Bill that Montague was investigated, and Bill thinks, I don't really care that he was investigated. I think maybe he hired the guy to take the hit or whatever, but something is shady going on here, and I think Montague could still be involved. There's a kid named Toby who's bad at math.
This is a continuation from last week.
Yes, and he's still bad at math.
Okay, all right.
An update there.
Thank you.
Rosemary tells Bill that she's interviewing Montague for the paper, a first-hand source, a scoop. Bill says, I want in on this call. I'll just listen in. May and Mike are almost 5 months into their relationship. They almost kiss, but she knocks the sugar over, and you can't recover from a situation like that.
No way.
You wouldn't just power through and kiss. You'd say, well, I guess we got to call it a day. Apparently, some people are still...
Sugar, we're going down swinging.
That's exactly right. Some people are still concerned about the resort, and Rosemary is going to publish those concerns in the paper. Lee's like, I'm not so sure you should do that, giving people a voice to voice their concerns.
Yeah, we don't
want
want to do that.
want to do business in? Is that what I want to do? Bill and Nathan sit with Lucas. Edwin is there. Edwin, we all remember Edwin, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of Edwin and Edwin's son.
Edwin and Edwin's son.
Jax describes Edwin the best. Jax, you were describing Edwin and his character, who Edwin is.
Oh, I said he was titillating.
Yeah, but who is he?
Oh, well, he's Lucas's campaign manager, right?
And before then,
who was also like the nasty guy from the spring.
That's right. He was a nasty tourist, and then he worked for the current governor, and now he works for Lucas.
I remembered it.
Yes.
But I appreciate Jax contributing.
Okay, no problem.
And Bill is talking about how he's a little bit concerned about maybe some security. I don't know if you know this or not. Someone tried to kill the governor. So I don't know. And Lucas is like... Bill is trying to get Lucas to give him anything.
Bill and Nathan
do you
both
remember?
are. Yeah.
You remember anything about the shooting? He's like, I hit my head pretty hard. I don't even remember. In the hospital, I had that wrap around my head. That's from when I hit my head. So I don't actually really remember.
That's right. I forgot about that, guys.
Remember anything? Nathan's like, hey, man, we're going to protect you. Don't you worry. You're pretty little head. It's pretty now. It's not injured anymore. Elizabeth sees Nathan Lucas hobbling down the road. He's got a limp, and says,
he's been hit with a few shells.
Can I walk with you?
Okay.
Can I walk with you?
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth.
Actually, I think she says, would you care for some company?
That's right.
Which is basically, Hope Valley language.
You want to hook up.
That's right. That's Hope Valley hookup culture is what that is.
After that, Elizabeth goes into Nathan's office, wants to, talk about everything, and doesn't see him. Where is he? Where could he be? Oh, I don't know. Just shirtless. Walks out shirtless.
Dude is ripped.
Like, sorry about that. But is she? That smile begs to differ. In the...
Are you writing fan fiction right now? Is she? That smile begs to differ.
Try this one on for size. In the interview, Montague is like, hey, I was at a party with at least 100 other people that can tell you that I was where I said I was. You don't got nothing on me.
He was in Benson Hills.
Yeah.
For the other governor's thing. Yeah.
Big party time.
That's right.
Toby is bad at math and cries about it this time. May and Mike are they're surprise picnic dates. 5-month anniversary. Maybe this time we'll get that smoochy smooch. You will not. They are interrupted by Elizabeth, Lucas, and all the kids because they've come out to the woods for a photo op. The rival Randall, as we call him around here, Randall
Rockwell,
is also there to take a picture for this. This is where the resort is going to be. And rival Randall knows that this land, part of the land, actually belongs to Benson Hills.
Yeah, the side of the mountain.
Yeah, it's not going to be. This isn't going to be a problem, though. I'm sure. Edwin's like, it's no big deal. We're going to negotiate it with the mayor. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Edwin seems very sure that it's not going to be a problem. Cooper and Angela are still fighting. So finally, Joseph says, "I've got to get in the middle of this. I don't want you to end up like me and my brother. The brother you don't know existed because I don't talk to him anymore." And they're like, "Well, this is some heavy stuff, Dad. I think you're right. Maybe we should be friends again." So that's nice. Love that. Rosemary shows Bill a photo that was taken of Montague where he said that he was. And so this proves that he was where he says he was. And that happened an hour after the shooting.
Couldn't have taken the express train. No way.
Can't take it. Not enough time. But she agrees. Something still seems a little bit shady here, but, his story checks out. A little bit about Elizabeth,
we're actually doing the
Elizabeth
recording right now,
Yes. So
we already did run through beforehand. We did a full run through of this. Okay. Just making sure you know. Okay.
Yes. So everyone knows, as I'm sure you do, that Lucas is supposed to not be here for very long.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Edwin said they're popping back to the capital city, which they've not named.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Elizabeth tells Nathan, everything's going to go back to normal. Is it, though? Because Lucas then tells the crowd that he's not going anywhere, and he's going to stay put in Hope Valley and make sure that the resort works out as it's supposed to be, so he's not going anywhere. And now, my friends, was Win Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 3, You
Bet
Steps
It Is.
Forward. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this episode down here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Hello there, little ones. It's Bran, Dan, Jax. We're all back. We're talking about Win Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 3. Let's break it down. We're going to start with a hot take where we share exactly how we felt about this episode. We do not hold back, and I'm going to start with you, Jax. Jax, Episode 3, how we feeling?
Well, this is going to be the hottest of hot takes because if you thought I was horned up last week, seeing my man solve mysteries, he's in Capital City, he's running around, he's testing theories, he's coming back to Hope Valley. Jack Wagner, this role looks good on you. And I know I'm excited too that there was a lot of joy around Nathan being shirtless. That was a great scene. I thought it was fun. I thought it was playful. You know, Elizabeth looks like she's feeling how I'm feeling about Jack Wagner. But the episode kicked off with a bang. This is my favorite episode this season so far. There are little things here and there that we'll get into that could be improved upon, but I am back in the swing of liking Win Calls the Heart, and I'm crediting this episode with that. So thank you. Episode 3, my favorite so far.
Wow.
You guys like this one? Okay, you guys do like this one better. I mean, I'll get to hear what you say, but you have to like this better than the first episode.
Yeah, I like this. I like this episode fine. There's so much going on that I don't care about.
Yes.
But when we actually get, again, this is the same problem though. Like for me personally, I believe that the show, as wonderful as the people are that are on the show, it's just too many people to care about everybody and all the stories. I do think that the central storyline of the season, even though I would just like to get this over with and have these two lovebirds kiss next episode, get engaged by 6 and get married by 12. It doesn't seem like it's happening. I do think obviously Lucas is going to be sticking around. We're going to have a bit of a thing here. I do think that the general mystery of the shooting, the resort, Nathan, Elizabeth, that I think as the bones of this season are overall fine. I'm not hating it. It's all these other random things that happen throughout each episode that like kind of, I'm like feeling the episode. I'm having a good time. And then like the kid's crying and I'm like, I just don't care about the kid who doesn't know math crying. Like I call me heartless, but I just don't care about it.
Because you yourself do not know math?
Because I don't know how to do math. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to do it. Like, and it's just like, whatever. Like I'm enjoying the big parts of this season. And it's just like, I just want to focus on the thing. I know that's not what's going to happen. And so overall, this episode, I do think is the best of the season. Started out riveting, a fantastic scene by Mr. Bill Avery, playing detective, ear to the ground. Love it. A great way to start the episode. Overall, good time. Brain might be back.
I would say it's weird because I just disagree with the breakdown. Like the main 3 things of this, if they are the mystery of the shooter, the hotel, and then Elizabeth and Nathan, I would argue if we want to start positive first, yes, the first scene, I wrote it down here, Bill doing detective work before the theme song is easily the best thing I've seen on this show in 3 years minimum. Okay?
Yes!
Letting him do that, let Bill Avery cook, let him go and work, do your thing. The problem is, even when he's with Rosemary, those are also good scenes, that accounts for 8-9 minutes this episode tops. Okay, the other things, you would agree, the school stuff is bad. You would agree, Faith and the little girl stuff, not super great at all. Building the daycare, not great. Mesu and Hickam, not great. A lot of these other things, not great. if we're talking about these other two things, this resort, first of all, how dare you? We spent the better part of 2 seasons with Hope Valley trying to keep a resort from coming here. And now we're going to act like we didn't do that for 2 years to do it again. How dare you? Nathan and Elizabeth getting together. They are at least trying to give you the slightest bit of inclination that Lucas is still in play for Elizabeth. How dare you? You've done that twice already. Twice. So, is Bill Avery trying to solve a murder the best? Yes. Yes. Is this episode the best because of it? On the card, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I will grant you that it is. Yes, it is. But where I would disagree is the breakdown that those 3 pillars are all working. The other 2 pillars are old, tired, have been done before, and have come out with a similar and or different outcome. Those 2 things are part of the problem of the show. I'm in agreement with Bran. I want to see those 2 get together if it means the end of the show. If we're going to sit here and act like Lucas is back in town and they're walking and they're making eyes and there's still this love triangle again, embarrassingly bad. The resort, are you kidding me? Lucas staying in town for it as the governor of what I can only imagine is Canada. Awful. There is... The show, the murder mystery is solid because Jack Wagner and Pascal Hutton are great together, which is my feels. But I'll just say it here. They don't get a lot of scenes together normally. They're solving a murder together. It's great. It accounts for not 20% of this television program. It accounts for 10, 11, 12%. That is good. The more attention that gets, the better the episode will get. The rest of this stuff can die a slow death. It is anywhere from unwatchable to I can't believe that they're acting like we've not seen any of the previous seasons before. And that's where I would disagree is the breakdown of this. I think we're all in agreement the ancillary stuff isn't working. The extra, the extraneous, the Hickam Mesu, the daycare. But I think with those 3 big tent poles, only one is working for me, where it sounds like all 3 are working for you.
They're working for me as a whole, collectively. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if we're all in agreement that the ancillary stuff is okay. No. Is it working from a storytelling perspective, from a screenwriting perspective? Yeah. No, but am I enjoying the heck out of these kids and the daycare center? And the scene with the little boy who can't do math. I actually am.
Okay.
But I agree with you.
Cool.
Like, it's not good
I'm
story.
so happy
it's
for
not
you.
like it's good. But I'm enjoying it.
I think your enjoyment of it.
I think my point, like, I like Frickum and May, and I think that that's swell.
Yes.
It's just that just takes me out of the overall, like, in my mind, it is still, this show is all about Elizabeth, Lucas, and Nathan, and the storyline in which those 3 are now in, and it's just not, that's not what it is anymore. But I anytime we go somewhere else, I'm just like, I would just want to go back to the thing.
Yeah, and what I will say, Dan, that I agree with you 100% about the resort, they are actually. This word gets overused, but it feels like they're gaslighting us because they're not even mentioning that that they did, like, oh, things have changed since before. Like, they're not mentioning it, and it's really not fair, because if there's anything, it's disrespectful to the Hardys because they know everything about this show. Come on.
I just, the resort stuff is taking up. If I could take the resort stuff away and put it all towards the murder mystery, then we'd have something. Then we'd have a show that is probably operating at the height of its powers, even with all that other stuff. Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
But the problem is if without the resort stuff, Lucas isn't around.
Yeah.
Which is also fine by me. I love Chris McNally. I don't think you'd hurt his feelings by that.
I would, of the things, it's the thing, like, if it was just, hey, I think the mystery's, like, give Bill the mystery. Let him do it. Like, I'll do that all day long, and then let Elizabeth and Nathan fall in love. I don't really need Lucas to be around at this point.
No.
But I'm not, I like him, so I'm not upset. But I
also am more intrigued in the mystery now that they've kind of said, I thought that they had already done this thing where they're like, Montague basically hired this guy to do it. And so it gives me some hope that maybe this mystery involves a twist. because I was worried that the mystery is Bill Avery's going to hold Montague's feet to the fire and not let him get away with it. But there is no actual mystery. It's just, we know Montague's involved. Let's connect that dot and we'll be done. Mm-hmm. I'm hopeful that
Edwin's definitely dirty, right? Like, did you pick up on that?
Edwin is definitely
100%.
It's definitely Edwin.
They just 100% kind of, and I did. That was a wait what, but they overplay their hand there. Like, I would love a mystery where we should be able to put it together, but can't. That's probably asking too much out of this show, but that is easily still the best part. And if the resort wasn't around and it was just Elizabeth and Nathan, like, fast tracking their relationship, then I would probably have a little bit more leeway for some of the rest of the stuff. But when I only get 8 minutes of murder mystery stuff, and then I get, 10 to 12 minutes of daycare, baseball, math, faith in this, like, and then I get 10 or 12 minutes of hotel resort, and then I get Nathan Elizabeth. It's like the vast majority of this is not working for me at all.
I'll just say this. Give me a mystery of the week with Bill Avery and Rosemary. Like, Rosemary meddling in it, and that'd be gravy. If they're interested,
just make a mystery wheel.
If they're interested in this season being the last season when calls the heart, and then continuing, Bill Avery's such a great character. He's a great character, and him doing mystery stuff, primo. Yes. And his engagement with Rosemary in this episode, wonderful.
When calls the murder, heart of crime, something
something. Yes, When calls the murder.
Yeah, and they just moved to Capital City, and Lee dies. They moved to.
We don't have to do that.
They moved to Capital City, and they just saw.
We're trying to pitch the show. You can't start with Lee dies.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Lee moves to Capital City and continues to do all the businesses he does. Yeah. Better? Great.
It's fine. He finally.
He's very much alive.
He finally follows Rosemary for once in his gosh darn life.
Yes, once in his life.
He finally tries to be a supportive husband.
That'd be crazy.
It's time for all the feels, where we talk about what in this episode gave us feels. Jax?
So I know a lot of people are not really connecting with the May Mike situation. It does seem, to me, it seems very pure, and they don't really seem like grown-ups. But to me, that's okay. This is very sweet and innocent.
How old do you think they are?
So,
just slide into Rosenbaum's DMs, but for the love of good and are you kidding me right now, Jax? It's a mess over there. That storyline is a mess.
Like here's the thing. No, I want to say this, but I want to make sure that I'm being respectful, because
to Dan, you'll be fine. You can say whatever you want to Dan.
People tend to do that.
No. This actually isn't going to be sexual. So a show that I've completely fallen in love with is Love on the Spectrum. Okay. I think it is such a beautiful show that it shows just these heartwarming love stories that we don't traditionally get to see. And while I do not think that the characters of May and Mike are playing characters that are neurodivergent or on the spectrum necessarily, there's parts of their relationship that are seeming just so pure and lovely to me. And it's delightful for me to watch. And even when she knocked over the sugar, it's this, funny, I knocked over something trope, but it actually seemed really realistic and funny and adorable. And, yeah, and Ben Rosenbaum,
Here we go.
Yeah, you're right. He's hot.
Yeah, there we go.
And I also love watching this show. You knew it was coming. I do love watching this show, picturing Aaron Krakow as an executive producer and, knowing that that's her partner, being like, well, we don't need them to kiss in this one, right? They're dating 5 months, but we could just kick the can on it. So they are part of my feels. And of course, Jack Wagner, the entire thing. We've said, not all there is to say, because we could go on, but he's a huge feel. And then I loved the way Aaron Krakow played that moment when she came out of
where her smile said otherwise.
Yes, smile said
her smile. Yes, Yes, because instead of doing something, making a choice where she's like fanning herself or she's like, oh, impropriety, it was like she was like, I'm thirsty.
She does the classic Krakow.
No one does it better
smirk.
than Krakow. It's unbelievable.
No one does it better than Krakow.
I love being in When Calls the Heart Facebook groups. It just is always fun.
Tell me everything.
So I will read for you.
Oh no.
My favorite back and forth from the weekend. Margaret says, sad they have to have him shirtless to even compete with Lucas. Lucas was never shirtless to be sexy. Judith says, stop already. Give it up. Patty says, just so you know, there's nothing Lucas could do that would make him sexy. He's hopeless. Gigi says, they're both very handsome, shirtless or not. Don't underestimate that they're both looking fabulous. And then Eleanor pipes in with, I always wonder what food had dripped onto his mangy beard. Yuck, disgusting. If Elle was so sexy, why would he have to buy E's love? And so I would just say, if you're not in the groups, it's a good time.
I'm going to use that as my feels.
I just kind of sit back, I read, and I have myself a good time because a lot of people have opinions. And I knew once I saw him shirtless, I said, I know where I'm going now to these groups. And that's just one of many conversations.
Will you share that with me? I'm going to look at that when I'm feeling low.
It's a lot of fun.
I love that so much. And I wanted just a PSA to all the Hardys out there. If you were listening to that and felt strongly in favor of one commenter over another, you need to back off and not watch for a few weeks. Take a few moments off. That is a
wait, Dan. What about Gigi, who said they both looked great shirtless or not?
Gigi would be the one who's like, yes,
it.
Gigi, you get it.
But I just want to say this: if you listen to our show and you go, I feel like they're being a little mean this week, head on in to any of the When Calls the Heart Facebook groups, or the
listen to old When Calls the Heart episodes without Jax, and you'll find that things get a little meaner without Jax than with her. So there, you can do both of those things. Anybody that says we're especially mean this season, I'm like, did you listen to the season 2 episodes? Did you listen to those when we were in Hamilton? Did you miss all of those episodes? Are you sure? Okay, you say so.
Carol says, the thing is it was gross and nasty. Wasn't even attractive at all. Bones and skeleton. Gross. Yuck. Nathan needs to keep it all to himself. To which people remind them he was showering in his own house.
But also, Kevin McGarry unequivocally looked great shirtless. You don't have to be Team Nathan to be like, dude works out. Like, right? Like, come on. Like,
I'm actually surprised they decided to go for that angle. What I would think they would have done, because yes, absolutely, like he looks great. He's in very good shape. I'm surprised they weren't saying like how improper it is, and it's not a show like that. But I guess they just really want to go for the jugular.
That's why I think Faith and Fiona are a thing. Why not?
Luann says, shirtless or not,
please.
He's goofy.
He's goofy.
Was it good goofy or bad goofy? Can you tell?
I think it's bad.
I think it's bad goofy.
I think it's bad goofy.
Sounds bad goofy to me.
It's bad goofy. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to get to the Wait What's and the What's Called My Heart here on Deck the Hallmark. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about the When Calls the Heart season 11, episode 3. It's time for the Wait What. It's where we're talking about one of this episode made us go, wait, what? Jax!
So, Dan, you very astutely mentioned this. I don't like at all, and I'm like, wait, is that what they're doing? That they're still kind of having this little bit of a love triangle thing, and I'm not seeing it from Lucas. But when Elizabeth is talking to Lucas and asking if she can walk with him, it's seeming very flirty. It's giving that vibe. And I say this as someone who has been like this to people that they have broken up with. Like, she needs everyone to like her. And it's like, you just kind of have to give him, like, you can be cordial, you can be nice, eventually can be friends, but I just feel like she's still trying to ingratiate herself and get, attention from him. And I don't like it. Please don't do it anymore.
When
Stop.
he walks away after their walk and talk, she has this smile on her face. Like, I just, listen, guys, it's been going on since season 6. It's season 11. You double crossed us twice. It's a double cross. Stop.
She said she doesn't like him. She said, I just don't feel the same way about Lucas.
Not in this episode.
No, I know. I'm just saying,
we've done all this with
season.
Nathan, Brian. We've done all this with Nathan. We've done all this. Don't act like you can come to me with quotes from Elizabeth. Stop. Are you kidding me right now? Did you try to quote the show at me? We did all this with Nathan.
I know.
Okay.
All I'm saying is.
So I'm just saying she's giving him eyes.
Right.
This is where we started last year when she was engaged with Lucas, and look where we at.
Okay, but really quickly, yes, to your point, sure. But they basically demanded she makes a choice. She made a choice, and at the end of last season, she said, never really felt the way. I never really felt it. So either you never really felt it, or you are still feeling it. Because
you've decided that's the line when the show was like, yes, I've actually told the truth the whole time.
I think that for what it's worth, they did force her into a corner and said, you got to make a choice. She made a choice.
Who is they?
They collectively.
Who?
I don't know. It felt like, hey, you got to pick one.
She took 3 seasons.
I know. And it was too much. And they said.
And then they were together for 2 seasons.
It was like, hey.
She chose somebody else.
Make your pick.
5 seasons in television, that's like lifetimes, Brand.
All I'm saying is
you don't even believe your
defense.
She
ended the season by I'm saying I'm with you. It's Dove. I'm with you. You can't do it. You can't do this again. She said, I don't feel that way. I never have. We did it. No one's louder in the camp of hate. We're here now.
This is so,
let's kiss. Let's get engaged.
It's bad television.
Let's get married this season. Let's do it this season. Let's do it this season.
The best version of what we can do right now with this show is hope that it's over.
And to the Lucas fans out there, you don't want Elizabeth anymore, right? Like, you're mad.
No,
you're mad.
I don't think they do.
So you can't. They cannot flip back. They just can't.
The Nathan fans were mad, right?
Yeah, but they gave it the proper amount of time. You can't do it this season.
Oh, that's the proper amount of time?
You can't do it this season.
Next season, if she's engaged to Nathan, is Lucas back on the table for her?
They would consider it a win at that point.
Okay, all right.
Right?
What a mess.
You disagree? If we wait a season, they'd be like, okay, yeah, she came to her senses. She came to her senses.
Everything you're saying makes sense because of how bad the show is. Only reason I disagree is you're just you're just using the calendar that the show has used to make sense.
I'm in this. I'm in this universe.
Did, and you're trying to make sense of what they're doing.
I'm in this universe. Yeah.
Yep. We all are.
That's right.
Okay. Sorry. Do you have other wait what's, Jack? Sorry.
No, I'm gonna leave it to you, gentlemen. I think you're gonna have quite a few.
That was the big one though. Like, what are we doing there? This is terrible.
What are we doing?
The episode does start with Bill on the ground looking at rocks.
Yeah.
And then he runs over and then he comes over and he picks up the manhole thing. But I'm not entirely sure why he was on the ground looking at the rocks.
Because it's 5 months later.
Yeah.
There's no way there could be footprints or tire tracks or anything there. There is literally no reason why he should be looking
It did the
down.
job. It immediately drew me in. I was immediately like, what's this guy up to?
But we don't know why.
But I'm not totally sure.
I'm sure someone who's a big Wayne Calls Heart fan could help us there, but we don't know why he was ear to the ground. 5 months after a crime scene had happened in 1919.
I understand that the two kids are mad at each other, but she left without eating any of her food. And I do at least the guy with the boy, who I forget his name now. It's what are their names? I wrote it down here. Cooper and Angela.
Yeah.
Cooper at least says, I'm taking my plate and I'm going to go eat. Angela's like, I'm done. I don't even want to be here. I'm going to go hang out with Allie. any good parent would go, hey, hold on, you haven't even touched your dinner yet, right? Like you gotta at least touch it, right? You right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You just have to. My rule is that you have to eat in your food. You just can't be excused until you've asked to be.
She just deuced out, but you wouldn't if just because she's mad, just because your kid's mad, you're gonna let him leave the table without touching the food.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. I'll save that part for the
hopes and valleys.
Yeah. I did get a kick out of the fact that 2 cars drive into the woods. None of them carrying the governor, who's having a hard time walking.
Right. He had to walk.
Now, they made him say, hey, can you go talk to Elizabeth? Then we'll pick you up. They could have done that. But no, they said, go talk to Elizabeth and then meet us out in the woods, and you just kind of hobble your way there.
If you could just
hobble it, it'll be really, really good for us. You're just the governor. You're not that important. Mm-hmm. You just hobble your way out there. Dano?
You remember last episode when Lee Coulter convinced his wife that they should acquire a new business? One, because he could make poor Hickam work it the whole time and they would make all the money because capitalism. And 2, that extra company would require less of their time. It takes less than 1 episode for Lee to be manning the bar at the Queen of Hearts. He is there. He's scrubbing tables. He's tending bar. He's lending an ear. It took under 1 episode. What is he doing? It's during the day. He runs a lumber company and kind of a newspaper. You can't just be there. You can't just be there and do that.
But Hickam needs to go on a day date.
Yeah, exactly. So just saying, maybe it's going to add a little bit more time. This one dude is complaining about Lucas, how he doesn't really listen to us. And Kevin Smith, Lee Coulter says, you don't think that Lucas has everyone's best interest at heart? That's impossible. It's impossible to have everyone's best interest at heart. It just is. That's just how life and math work. The angriest I got in this episode was at Elizabeth. Elizabeth goes to, I believe, Rosemary and says, why didn't Lucas tell me he was coming back? She's angry about that.
Yeah.
Lady, you told him that you never really felt anything for him. Ever. That's what you said. You don't get his itinerary. You don't, what is that? You broke up with the governor. You said you were supposed to get engaged. You were supposed to marry this guy. You said, you know what? It turns out I never really loved you. And now you're mad? He didn't send a memo telling you when he was coming to town? Get bent. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? No. Stop it. Get some help. I'm sorry. Got a little out of hand. The importance of good journalism is important, that we all know it. And none other than Win Calls the Heart apparently is going to teach us that lesson this week, which is just crazy to me. Win Calls the Heart decides to teach us a lesson about like printing the facts, even when the facts don't favor you or help your monetary outcome. And I just didn't see it coming from Hope Valley taking that stance.
A reminder that Lee's the worst.
That's right. Yeah.
A weekly reminder.
And then lastly, Nathan decides to bring Scout, his dog, over to Elizabeth's house. And he's working on training out in the yard until she comes out. And he's doing sit and different types of sit. Also, Scout is so trained that he'll just be complete. He can do statue, which I didn't know was a command. Scout can stay completely still and stare at what is clearly a treat off screen whenever you want him to. And then he runs when he sees Elizabeth, and Elizabeth's like, still working on that training, huh? And Nathan looked disappointingly is like, he's a work in progress. Scout is the best boy. He is literally the best boy. He's done everything you ask him to do. First of all, how dare you? How dare you? This dog is so trained and is there all the time. And if he knew you were talking about him like this, he'd run away. That is unbelievable. He's such a trained dog. How dare you? How dare you talk about Scout like that? That's all I got.
Did you say get bent?
I did.
Man.
Maybe edit it out. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to think of a not 4-letter word.
Get bent. It's time for
anybody disagree here? Anybody disagree? Okay.
No,
you didn't.
I'm right
you
with
didn't
you.
Call another person a skeleton today, so I think you're
true.
doing pretty good. It's time for Hopes and Valleys. It's where we talk about the things that maybe were bringing us some joy, about the maybe bumming us out. Either one. Jax.
I'm going to say two hopes. One, which will be very unpopular. I'm excited about this daycare center.
Oh.
What's going to happen there? I'm excited to see.
I don't know if you noticed, it didn't make the cut for me.
Didn't even make the synopsis cut. And it is probably, between them asking Gallon and the scenes with the girl, it's probably 5 or 7 minutes worth of screen time.
It was so cute. Lily is so cute, and I'm excited to see everyone volunteering there. Like, why not? I mean, yes, is this show already overstuffed with too many characters and plot lines? Sure, but this looks cute.
I've never seen we need something for Henry Gallon to do more than what if he builds them a daycare or lets them use the space.
Daycare. He's like strumming a guitar, and they're all sitting around the circle.
Who's the guy that killed all of our husbands? What if we got, what's his name? He killed all of our husbands. Some of our sons. What if we got the guy that killed our husbands and sons to what can we do? Maybe
the guy responsible for the Forgive Me Pa situation.
Yeah. What if he can start a daycare for us?
Listen, man, that's the beauty of forgiveness. It's the beauty of forgiveness.
There's no testimony without test. Am I right?
Exactly right.
Forgive me, Pa.
Forgive me, Pa.
There's no center for minors without a killer for minors. Am I right? Up top. Way downtown, bang.
Oh, I haven't thought about Forgive Me, Pa in a long time. Thank you, Bran, for bringing it back.
Your wife, what's her thoughts on minors? And
she thinks that all mine deaths are hoax. You know that. Jax learned that. We are both big coal mine death hoax people. Like we feel so strongly about it. That's where I proposed. You know that, right?
I know that.
Jax knows that, of course.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So listen, I know, Jax has said the show's a little overstuffed. I've made a point about it. I do have a bit of a concern. They do a thing here where they set up that Joseph has a story with his brother.
They already did this with Rosemary. She had a sister.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
My concern is we're never going to hear about it again. That it was just hey, I have a brother. You don't know about him. We haven't talked. And then that's going to be the end. I would like to see... I know. I'm going against myself here because I said I don't want anything else.
Here we go. It's overstuffed. Bring in a brother.
I'm now a champion of the Viv Leacock fan club, and I just want more Viv on screen. And so give me a story arc of him going to patch things up with his brother. Like, hey, kids, you guys patching things up has inspired me to take my own advice and go make things right with my brother.
I would be willing. It's like we're trading for the rankings. I would be willing to take out daycare stuff and Hickam May Sue stuff for that. Yes, I would be willing to do that. That would be
nice, though, right? Like him making things right with his brother?
Jack's like...
No, I agree. That would be... I guess, guys, we do need those 22 episodes to get in everything that we're all asking.
Yeah, we're all asking for too much.
What we're asking for is more When Calls the Heart. I think that's very clear. This is very clear here.
Dan?
Last week on Friday, we got to interview Pascal Hutton. She was lovely and a joy, and I hope she comes back on the show. She was so wonderful. And I can't believe she let this slip out, but did kind of confirm that Nathan did try to kill Lucas. And so I thought we'd not say anything, but then I was like, you know what, let's talk about it. For my Hope and Valley, I'm just going to float out that that's still a possibility. It's a theory. It's out there that Lucas looks, the person that shot Lucas can't be that guy in jail because Lucas knows him. Looks at him and goes, "What are you doing here?" Okay? So I'm just saying, he's a Mountie. He shoots him. He's clearly a terrible shot because he misses. He hits his leg. Then he falls. Then he gets on the case.
Right.
To solve it.
Of course.
And get back to Hope Valley and Elizabeth. So, Pascal Hutton did kind of confirm it. I'm running with it.
She did
Nathan.
not confirm it.
Nathan
Don't
shot
sue us.
Lucas. Pascal, I put words in her mouth. She did not confirm it, but she did laugh. She didn't say.
So she didn't deny it.
Say no.
She didn't deny it.
She didn't say no. So last year, my big theory was Elizabeth's going to leave Lucas and go with Nathan. You guys were like, no, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. My big theory this year, Nathan shot Lucas.
Why stop there, though?
Nathan shot Lucas.
What if
Nathan shot Lucas?
What if Elizabeth and Nathan did it together?
Elizabeth and Nathan did it together?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
No, I could totally see it. I could totally see Nate. Now Nathan's out there just being shirtless in his own house. Like, he's got the confidence of somebody who shot a man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And didn't kill him.
And would do it again. And would do it again if push came to shove. Do we have a What's Calling My Heart, Dana, where people can email in hello@deckthehallmark.com and tell us what they're digging? What's calling their heart?
This is from Hillary Kovacs. Hi, Hillary. Jax, Bran, and Dan. Hi there. Here's to another season of When Calls the Heart. This has certainly been said before, but can't be said enough. My heart is constantly being called by movie and show chats with the Double Deckers. There is no other group I would rather get through the ups and downs of all the Hallmark content, and also just a bunch of life ups and downs as well, than the DD fam. And honestly, the best way to make it through another season of When Calls the Heart is to do it with this crew here. Thanks always for the fun, Double Deckers, and thanks to the three of you too, I guess. Hillary.
Now, Hillary, if you're watching on Philo, I did yawn during that. That's not you. That was very sweet.
Wow.
That's very sweet. This has been a long day.
Yeah.
I just want to put it.
We've done four. We've done 4 today.
I want people to think that it was a
Hillary,
yawn.
I thought your email was wonderful, and the long day was made better because of it. It actually was the nail in the coffin for Bran, though.
It was on the more boring side, but like sweet. It was sweet boring. It was sweet boring.
What are you doing?
I'm kidding. It was amazing.
We love you, Hillary. Don't listen to Bran.
Jax, tell people how they can find you.
Are we doing that again?
What are you promoting this week, Jax?
What are you promoting?
Yeah.
Promote whatever you want to.
I don't see any sequins or sparkles or vibrators anywhere.
It's my dad's 83rd birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
For he's a jolly good fellow. We'll be back next week. Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.